Computer graphics students. Today we're going to learn how to combine two animals using Photoshop. So you should have Photoshop open, ready to go. Don't need to start a file yet because we're going to get to that in a moment. Now I'm going to go to Chrome, and the first image I'm going to look for is a penguin. So I'll just type in penguin. And then I'm going to click on images. The next thing I'm going to do is click on search tools and go to size. And I want larger than 1024 by 768. That's pretty good wallpaper size. And I'll scroll down and look for one that has a complete penguin with a nice background. Over here I see one. This has a complete penguin, even two of them, with a background, and by complete I mean part of the penguin isn't cut off. So I click on this, and now I'm going to click on it again because if I go to View Original Image, I've found out that it doesn't give me the right size. Okay, it gives me a small size. And so that's the way it is with image searches, is sometimes you have to really try to get the right size image. They want to give you a small one. You click to view original size. And so I'm going to scroll down this blog, which is where the image came from. And here we go. Now I can click on this, and up comes a viewer. Once I'm here, I can right click and copy image. This is the way I want you to get your image. Right click, copy. Now I go to Photoshop, File, New, and right away I know I got the right size because it's set to use the clipboard, which is the size of the image I copied. It shows 1024 by 768. We'll call this penguin, and I click OK. Now up comes a blank image, and you wonder, hey, wait a second, what happened to my penguin? Well, I'm going to create a new layer, as always, and then go to Edit, Paste, or Command V, and up comes the image. There we go. We are ready to go with this penguin. Next, go back to Google Chrome, and I'll create a new search for, I'm going to put in cat face. Once again, I'll click on search tools, rather images, then search tools, size, and this time a large size will do. So I'm going to scroll down till I find a cat face that works, and again I want to find an entire cat face, not one that goes off the edges, one that shows the whole cat face. Once I find that cat face, which I have on this page, I right click, copy image, and then go back to Photoshop. I'll create a new layer, edit, paste, and there it is. Now, the first thing I'm going to do with this image is get rid of the background of the cat, because as you can see, the cat face is going to go onto the penguin. So I'm going to go to the zoom tool, or from any tool I can press Command Spacebar, and automatically the zoom tool comes up. Now, once I'm zoomed in a bit, I'm going to go over here to the polygon lasso tool, If you don't see it, it's hiding somewhere in here. You want the polygon lasso tool. And I'm going to start at a place where I'll remember, the tip of the ear. And I click down and click down, just one click, 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 and notice the hair here starts getting, there's fur, and I want to capture some of that quality of the fur. So I will go up and down like this, click, click, to get some of that feel of the hair, so I'm not just chopping this thing out. Once I get a certain amount, I come up to the top here, click, click, down to the beginning, click, and then I press delete. Now, let's back up a little bit. Notice, I'm going to do that selection again. I'll take a little less this time. If that happens, it means you double-clicked on accident. Now it's time to press Command D to get rid of your selection if you don't have the one you need. So here's some of that fur. I've gone a little ways. I go up to the top here, click, click, and then I go back to where I began, and see that little circle comes up? That means I'll make a complete selection. Click, and now I can press delete key, and away it goes. Now I'm ready to make a new selection. I can go up to select, deselect, and it shows Command D. That's the shortcut. I want you to use that shortcut. So you'll just press Command D to get rid of your selection. Then you're ready to start a new one. I'll come here, like so. I'm getting the fur, getting that texture. Take your time, get the best texture you can. That will produce the best resulting image. I come up here, click, go to the beginning, get the circle, make the selection, press delete key, press Command D to remove the selection. I'm ready to keep going. I'm going to zoom out and you can see the progress I'm making of cutting out the background of this cat. Now let's take a look at this project in progress. So you can see I've cut the cat out. I can move the head around. I have the cat layer selected. And now I'm going to go up to something called transform controls. Now remember, if you were still on polygon lasso tool, you'd need to switch to this move tool. So here's the move tool. And now I'm going to show transform controls, and now I get the box around it. So I can click on a corner, hold the shift key, and I retain the proportions of the cat head. And I think I'll get it to about this size. And there, it's kind of in front of the penguin head. And when I'm done, you know what, I'm going to angle this a little bit. There. Looks like this cat is kind of angling as it waddles with its penguin body. Now I'm ready to finish my transform, so I hit the Enter key, and it goes back to that. Now I can simply move around. Next, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm pressing Command Spacebar as the shortcut. And now I press the spacebar, and I get the little hand tool, which lets me pan around. Press the spacebar, hand tool comes up, I click and drag, I move around. Now I'm going to use what's called the clone stamp tool. Don't want the pattern stamp tool, but the clone stamp tool. And while holding the Option key, I can sample areas of this cat fur. Okay, so I'm going to sample right here. I hold the Option key, I click once, and then I'm going to go up here and change my opacity down to, we'll try 30 something like that. And as you watch, I can start to blend some of this cat fur onto the body of the penguin. Now right here, I'm going to take a new selection. I hold the Option key, click once, and start blending some of this fur. Do it again here. If all of a sudden you blend or you copy something that you don't like, you can always press Command Option Z to undo. Now notice as I'm pressing, it shows a cross here for where I'm selecting. I need to find a different spot now. I'm going to select right here, hold the Option key, and start blending. Now because I've used 40% or 38%, you can see it's fading out a little bit. Now that I've got a little started here, I'm going to switch layers. Actually, we're going to merge layers right now. And before I do that, I'm going to duplicate layers, just in case something goes wrong. So I select one layer, I hold the Command key, that allows me to select another layer, I right click, choose Duplicate Layers, hit OK, and up they go as copies. Now these are the ones I'm going to work on. They are still selected. I can go to Layer and merge layers, and now they've become one. Okay? So what that allows me to do is with the clone stamp tool, now I can start blending the penguin fur onto the cat fur. So first I took the cat fur onto the penguin, now I can take the penguin onto the cat. So I hold the Option key, select once, and I start brushing a little bit of that penguin fur up onto the cat fur. And what we're trying to get is a nice blend. Now here, I'm going to try to blend out this really high intensity area of the penguin photo. It's very bright here. I'm just going to do very short brush strokes. Here I'm going to select a new area and maybe even reduce the size of my brush using the bracket key. See, I'm taking this white right up to the dark area of the cat fur. Normally we'd want to blend things out a little more. Here I'm just creating some contrast between the cat fur and the penguin fur, as though this cat fur just stops here and then it moves to its penguin body. Now I'm ready to zoom out and look at that. We have a cat head on a penguin. Now there's much more fine details that I could do here to make it even better, but this is a way to get you started. Also, I could always come here and duplicate the cat head again, and then bring this up on top. Another cat head will appear, and I can move it to the back. Shrink it down, holding the Shift key to keep proportions, and we have our cat army, cat-headed penguin army forming. So I did all that work on one cat head. I don't need to do it again. When I'm done with the transform, I hit Enter. Let's click on the background, and there we go. That one looks like it should come down a little bit. Something like that. Okay. Hope it goes well for you. Thank you for learning.